I think anytime you can win your last game before the tournament, it's good. That's one of the things we talked about, just having some momentum going into the tournament, winning for the seniors, playing well for the seniors, seniors leading us, and underclassmen making sure the seniors did not lose their last home game. So all of those things were accomplished heading in.
Now you guys talked about after the Colorado game, learning how to play with the lead and closing out a game. How important is that when you get to this point of the season, playing do or die games?
I think we were like 9-1 in games decided by, I think it's like 2 points or less or something like that. But yet you felt like you left a lot of games on the floor that you could have closed out in the last 5 minutes. Now the good thing is for Washington State to be in that position, to have that many games sitting there being able to close out. The bad thing is we left some games out there. That's why the USC game was important. We didn't close out UCLA, and then we had a chance to close out Utah. We didn't get that done, and then we were able to close out Colorado. That was huge for us to do that.
You guys split the two with Cal. What was the difference the second time when they got you at your place?
Jabari Bird. We didn't have him first time around. We could do some things defensively to help on Wallace, and when he gets on the floor, it's very difficult to guard those three along with Kravitz. They got 4 great shooters on that team, so it makes them a different basketball team.
They've been sort of all over the map up and down this year. Have you figured out who they are, what they are?
Well, I have, because that means you've got a new coaching staff, new system. It takes time. They had a terrific preseason. The conference is different. I feel like they needed to go through the conference the first half, and then they figured some things out coming back through to make some adjustments the second half. So that's normal for a new staff coming in.
To that, yeah.
I can definitely relate to that.
Do you think the toughness your team maybe showed against Colorado and Utah, does that prepare them a little better to play those big guards at Cal?
Yes, because again, Utah is a very good scoring basketball team. Colorado is a physically tough, physically strong basketball team. We didn't fare too well against those two teams playing them on the road, so it was very important for us to see if we could close the gap on them and to have a chance to have Utah in a position where you're right there in the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game. They hit some big threes at our place to win the game, and then in Colorado, they beat us by 32. That shows you how much better we've gotten, I think, over the course of the year, particularly the second half of the season.
Was Wallace a better player the second time you saw him, or was it just, like you said, having more weapons to get him the ball and having more help on the floor?
We had no answers for him the second time we saw him. And a lot of it had to do also with Jabari being on the floor. We could double-team Wallace a little bit more. You're not able to do that with Jabari out there. So we've got to figure some things out to get him slowed down.
And then is Matthew sort of almost the X factor if you spend a lot of time on those two guys? You don't want to leave him open on the
You
front.
do not want to leave him open. You really don't. And you really got to pay attention to Kravitz, too. So, like I said, they've got an ability to really score the ball on you. So what they make you do is really pay attention to detail, because if you don't, they're going to make you pay because they can shoot the ball.
You hurt them with your inside game at Berkeley. Both those guys had good games, and Cal's only got one experienced big guy. Is that still your advantage potentially?
I would say it's our advantage, although when we played them at our place, it was not an advantage. We didn't get a lot of things done inside, missed a lot of easy buckets. So we certainly have size. Jordan is playing extremely well, a lot better than he was for the second time around when we played him. Josh has been really consistent and well, too. Junior Longris is starting to give us some valuable minutes, too. So it's going to be important for those 3 guys to play well in the paint.
What has Jordan done exceptionally well the last few games, and how do you keep him out of foul trouble?
I think the thing with him is his confidence is really high, and he has to keep himself out of foul trouble, basically, not have some of the silly fouls, but his confidence has allowed him to play and score a lot better. You see him demanding the ball, wanting to score, wanting the basketball. He was not like that early on, where now I see a different player when he posts up, I see a different player when he finishes.